Hello everybody, my name is Lee Farrell the Taxman, and as promised I am back with a new video. Today we are going to be discussing the multi-billion question, what is good for you? The new tax regime or the old tax regime? Remember, this is not just about numbers. This is about your money, your savings, and ultimately your peace of mind. So what we are going to be doing here is today we are going to go into the depths of what the new tax regime is, what the old tax regime is. Not only that, we are going to take live 3 examples to know what is better, the new tax regime or the old tax regime. And in those 3 examples, I'm sure one you'll fit in. So without wasting any time, let's begin. First and foremost, let us discuss the old tax regime. Do you know that out of 8 crore income tax returns filed last year, 26% chose the old tax regime? Why? Because it's the classic tax-friendly saver regime where you get all the deductions and exemptions if you have claimed it. Yes, let us look at the popular deductions and exemptions. First and foremost, Section 80C. If you have invested in insurance, PPF, ELSS, and even tuition fees, then you are eligible to get 1,50,000 from the allotted Section 80C. 80D, 25,000 health insurance. Then, if you are a salaried case, HRA, house rent allowance, you can claim that in your return. LTA, leave travel allowance, that is also available to you. And the biggest of all is Section 24B, housing loan interest. So if you have a housing loan and if you are paying interest of more than 2 lakhs in a year, that entire 2 lakhs comes as a deduction. So the bottom line, what an old tax regime is, that you can claim exemptions and deductions, but the rates are higher. Let us now talk about the new tax regime. The new tax regime came in the year 2020, and in the financial year 23-24, the new tax regime became the default regime. Now, out of the 8 crore income tax returns that were filed last year, a whopping number of 74%, yes, you heard me right, 74% chose the new tax regime. So that means 5.92 crore out of the 8 crore have selected the new tax regime. Why is it? Very simple. The tax rates are much lesser and there is no exemptions and deductions. Now let us look at the rates. From 0 to 7 lakhs, nil. From 7 to 10 lakhs, 10%. From 10 to 12 lakhs, 15%. From 12 to 15 lakhs, 20%. And 15 lakhs and above is 30%. The bottom line is 0 to 7 lakhs is nil. The first thing that may come in your mind is the budget, which did say that up to 12 lakhs is going to be exempted. But that is going to be only applicable from 1st of April 2026. So as of now, 0 to 7 lakhs will remain nil. Also, in the new tax regime, those who are salaried, the standard deduction of 75,000 will be available. So, why people select the new tax regime? Very simple. Those individuals who do not have much investments and tax planning, the tax rates are much lesser than the old tax regime. Enough of theory now. Let us bring this to life. Let us consider examples. Not one, but 3 examples. And in these 3 examples, one you will definitely fall in. Let's take the example of Ravi. Ravi is a meticulous tax saver. 1,50,000 he invests in ELSS, which he'll get a deduction. 80D, health insurance, 25,000. Again, he's going to get that deduction. HRA, he's paying rent. So again, he'll get that deduction. And more importantly, he's paying housing loan. So the interest, which amounts to 2 lakhs in a year, that entire amount he's going to get a deduction. So the question is actually very clear cut which regime he needs to follow. The new tax regime or the old tax regime? Yes, the old tax regime, the rates are very high compared to the new tax regime, but because of these deductions, his taxable income will come down. And if you compare both the regimes, if he opts for the old tax regime, he's going to save 30,000 rupees. At this point, the old tax regime for Ravi is the winner. Let's take example number 2. Example number 2 is Mera. Mera earns 10 lakhs in a year and she has no deductions and no exemptions to claim. Which regime she will opt for? Obviously, it's going to be the new tax regime because the rates are much lower compared to the old tax regime. No deductions, no exemptions, straight. The new tax regime is the winner here. Example number 3 is Ajay. Ajay is a businessman and after removing all his expenditures, 8 lakhs is his net profit. But he has no tax saving deductions. What this means is, again, the new tax regime, because the rates are lower than the old tax regime, will be beneficial for Ajay and he will be saving thousands. Again, the new tax regime is a winner here. Now let's do a quick recap, a comparison table. Old tax regime, first, the rates higher, standard deduction available, other deductions and exemptions available, rebate 87A up to 5 lakhs, no tax, best for planners and meticulous investors. Now let's look at the new tax regime. Rates lesser, standard deduction available, exemptions and deductions not available, under section 87A rebate up to 7 lakhs, no tax, best for entrepreneurs who has absolutely no tax saving investments. Yes, by now it will be very clear to you what regime you need to be in, whether it's the new tax regime or the old tax regime. Yes, old tax regime for strictly those who plan meticulously their tax saving investments. The new tax regime is for those who have absolutely no exemptions and no deductions to claim. Yes, it takes only 10 minutes to come to a right decision and your consultant will help you in it. Or you could go to the income tax side. There is a tax calculator on the left hand side of the site. Go on the tax calculator, you can put both your incomes and you can choose where your tax is coming less. Why is this important? Saving thousands is very important because it's your money, it's your savings, and ultimately your peace of mind. Yes, all you need to do is make an informed choice. If you have liked my video, do like it, share and subscribe. Once again, Lee Farrow Taxman is making a promise that he is going to be back with his new video soon.